Murat Bey merhabalar.
Merhaba. Hey,
Merhaba hocam.
merhaba. Hey,
Merhaba hocam.
merhaba. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Hey,
Merhaba hocam.
merhaba. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Hey. Oh, there is
Merhaba
delay.
hocam.
Merhaba. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. It's weird.
Good afternoon to those in Azerbaijan, including Mr. Isa. How are you? And
Good
good
afternoon.
morning to Murad and Rukia from here.
Good morning, Nahid. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Um, yeah, Murad, we can hear you. Your sound is a little bit thing, but yeah, everybody can hear you. I don't know if we still have a couple of people that we're waiting on from here. I think just one more.
Yes, we're waiting on Yaya.
Yeah, Yael, she should be here soon as well.
Yeah,
So I'm suggesting we give about 5 minutes before we have a official start. How's that?
sounds great.
Perfect. I'll put myself on mute. Should we get started or okay? We probably should we do like an introduction of our team and then
Yeah,
their
I
team?
mean, there's agenda we follow, the Rukia will
Yeah,
start.
of course. I can
Okay,
do that for you guys.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Rukia Sarbest. I'm the program coordinator here at Tech Dev Academy, and I'll be moderating today's info session. So we're very excited to have you all join us and learn more about Tech Dev's Academy programs, and in particular about our 2026 Entrepreneurship Olympiad, a three-day entrepreneurship experience hosted at Stanford University in Silicon Valley. And today we're joined by students and parents from multiple time zones, including Pacific Time and Azerbaijan. So thank you all for being here. And I'd like to briefly introduce all of our speakers. And first, we're joined by Dr. Murat Badai, a scientist at Stanford University and the founder and CEO of Tech Dev Academy. Dr. Badai today will share the vision behind Tech Dev and explain why experiential programs like the Entrepreneurship Olympia are so impactful for students. And we're also joined by Yala Courtney, who will actually join us in just a few minutes. She is a scientist at Stanford University and a coach at Tech Dev Academy who works very closely with students on long-term academics and college preparation strategies. And we're also joined here by Dr. Nahid Fatahi. She is a psychotherapist, an adjunct professor of psychology, and a writer. She mentors students through project-based research and personal development. So in today's session, we will give you guys a clear overview of Tech Dev Academy and its mission, insight into how our programs support college readiness, and a closer look at entrepreneurship, mentorship, and college prep opportunities, as well as a clear next step for interested families. And we can start with why Tech Dev Academy exists.
Okay, great. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello, my friends. I had a great pleasure to visit Azerbaijan, I think end of November. So it was beautiful. It's amazing. I cannot wait to come back there. So here, I mean, I'm as Rukiye mentioned that I'm scientist and serial entrepreneur, where I try to combine both in a way that we can produce and make an impact. So I always feel like entrepreneurship is a new hype and I believe it will be more important than many things in I think new job environment because I mean when I came here at Stanford almost more than 12 years ago, and things were changing in the world. Things were changing in education world too, and now it's completely different than 12 years ago. It will be more different. The reason I'm saying that when I started, I mean, I was born in Turkey, and then in Istanbul, I went to Boğaziçi University. The sciences and engineering were popular, and then medicine became popular, and people more shifted that. And then last 10 years, computer science and AI has become more popular. So, and then people go those departments, go schools, good schools to go. Now things are really changing again. So, and then education system changing with AI. Now is the ChatGPT, and there's similar ones. And everything goes really different. The whole college application, college preparation changing, and whole college itself changing, and all the training stuff changing. So for that reason, we were thinking that as a Tech Dev Academy, when founded with our partners from Stanford, we thought that this quickly changing education environment, we have to come up with really great novel approaches for education, for training people, for making impact in people's worlds. So really seriously, even before coming to Stanford, that was our thought. And when we came here, we were thinking about how we make education more impactful, trainings more impactful. And then when I came to Stanford, I saw that at Stanford itself, we have programs, but very limited. Like there's 1,000 people applies, we only get 5, 10 people to Stanford. But whoever comes in there, it makes a huge impact in their lives. So whoever comes to, and then be in that ecosystem of Stanford, although we accept the high schoolers, college students, the programs at Stanford, but those programs were not really well structured. So let's say it was kind of department regulations that, oh, you do outreach 5, 10 students, and then every faculty gets 1, 2 student. But this faculty is giving that student to anyone who's available as a graduate student, postdoc, to help with. And many of them wasn't structured because everyone is very busy. Graduate student, postdocs busy, but students hang out in that ecosystem, make a huge change in their life because the environment makes different. And then they get very motivated. They see things different than others. They attend like a lab meetings. They learn from people. And we see that they saw great colleges after that. Not only they have those association with Stanford people, but also how their nature changes. So for that reason, we said as a tech dev academy, we should really make this more scalable. Not only 5, 10 people, and mostly they don't really have access to internationals, even outside the state. They only allow people come local. So we said we can make this one wide range. We can really make this impact, this program globally. And we started programs with TechDev. So our mission here as a TechDev Academy, not only prepare for college, we really start beyond the college. We just tell the people we bridge students with the future mentors for really great accomplishments, already living the future and can prepare the students for the future. That's what we start with. Our goal is beyond the college. So college in some levels is just not as big deal, but what you can learn in training in early ages before college, it is make a huge deal. That's why yes, we build a Tech-Dev Academy, and we've been doing programs globally. So for that reason, I mean, I will have in a few minutes, I will have Yael to talk about our college program. But briefly, what really colleges look for, especially top colleges, universities, Stanford-like colleges look for a lot of specialty students. So there's a huge competition in the United States getting in top colleges. So I tell you, my university in Turkey, I mean, I was top 1 percentile in Turkey, even top 0.1 percentile in Turkey, get into Boğaziçi University. When you look at the world university rankings, my university just barely get in top 500. Okay, so then coming the United States, even top 100 university in the United States is a huge deal. Really, top 100 universities in the United States in Turkey. And but we, as a Tech Dev Academy, is looking for students they can target top 20, top 10. That's schools like Stanford, Caltech, MIT, Harvard, Princeton, all these universities. So, and then this is the target, but for the target, we're not really also making students overwhelmed. Oh, you just have to be that university. No, we're saying if we train you in a level that you can be accepted at Stanford, but you may not be accepted at Stanford, it's fine. You will get this kind of a similar recognition somewhere else. But you prepare yourself in a way that you get in Stanford. So schools like Stanford, top 20, even top 30 schools in the United States, they just really, they don't really specifically look for book smart students. Oh, everything A, 4.0. There's a lot of students like that too, but they look for something else. They look for really students ambitious and enthusiastic in certain fields. They look for students, they just pursue some goals, some projects. They are consistent on it. But they showed the really that kind of genuine efforts to build something. And students don't look for a really perfect project or perfect arrangement. I mean, schools don't look for that. They just look for an effort and genuine effort and progress and enthusiasm. So that's what we believe like top schools are looking for. We call specialized students. And when you give an example like Stanford, I don't know exact numbers now. For example, if there is 100,000 application, they just select 10,000 based on some criteria, like some generic criteria. And then the grades and the recommendation and all that. And then among those selected, shortlisted, they select a sub-selection. That's what we come in. So very good, shortlisted students, then they look for distinguishing factors, what you could do. And then extracurricular activities, projects, and other things you've done, it matters a lot. And genuine efforts. We say that, oh, the Stanford people really, I mean, admission officer look for, oh, your dad is really good and well to send you all these good schools. Like Stanford itself is a high school. You just pay $10,000 and then just get you in high school classes. Because you had money and you just get and you pay for it, you got. And there's a lot of US schools have that too. Yeah, you took a class, but you were able to pay for it. Many students cannot. You're able to class that you get some extra events and stuff. So admission officer can distinguish those. But what they look for, your genuine effort that you worked on something, you build it even with your limited, even with your limited resources. Okay. So therefore, that's what we given. We just connect with students, with mentors, coaches from here in Silicon Valley, Stanford. So we just want students build something. And we want students to just build maybe the next big thing or have that ambition and goal and work on it a couple of years and show it in the college. Just give an example. I have my old son.
Murad, I think there is also a request that if some of these very important points, if you can just say them quickly in Turkish as well.
Okay.
What we're being mindful of, yeah.
Okay, I would just
request in
maybe
the chat.
do few minutes Turkish like a stuff.
Yeah, that would be great.
So just to give you one example that even in my son, he had a good YouTube channel teaching art from middle school. And he got like 50 to maybe 60 videos and good reviews. And he just didn't like that. He just wanted to close his YouTube store. I said, no, never close, because what people look for your growth, what you were, what you are now. Because if you want to go college, and this is your genuine effort that wasn't for college, but you are really into teaching people art, maybe naively in 6th grade, 7th grade, but you grow, you prepare videos, you show different ways to do it, and then maybe you will do high school different, and people will see that you really want to give someone, I mean, you want to give the community of people, and you grow yourself, you're really persistent and enthusiastic in it. I mean, that is coming with all this training, and then all this like a mentorship. A lot of people, even in the United States, even Bay Area, even like Silicon Valley, they really don't know what to do. So another example, my friend's son had a problem with college preparation. And the top 100 schools in the United States gone high school. When they ask for a counselor, feedback, counselor gave him like a appointment 2 months later. So this is the United States top colleges. You cannot really come see with your college counselors, son's college counselors. There is really limited resources here too. So that's why we give that 4 or 5 mentors, especially an elite program, and for students to get to prepare for college and beyond. And also mentorship specific projects for in groups. They work with mentors, very good, accomplished people. They work on projects together. So now I switched to Turkish. Have few minutes summary of what I have said. Selamlar arkadaşlar. Hani ihtiyaç üzerine böyle bir anlattığımı biraz daha özetlemiş olacağım burada. Şimdi TechDev'i hızlıca bahsedeyim. TechDev'i niye kurduk? Biz Stanford'da 10 yıl önce, 12 yıl önce eğitimin çok hızlı geliştiğini, bazı şeylerin yetersiz kaldığını görünce Stanford'la arkadaşlarla böyle bir şey kurduk. Stanford'a biz öğrencileri çağırıp programlara davet ediyorduk. Ee, Yani böyle okul üzerinde programlarda çok limited bir şeyler oluyordu. 5-10 öğrenci ancak 1000 öğrenci başlıyor. 5-10 öğrenci kabul ediyorsun. Bunların da burada yaşayanların olması gerekiyordu. Bu büyük böyle dünyanın her tarafına insanları ulaşamıyorsun. Yani o yüzden tek devi bunu genişletmek, dünyanın her tarafına yapmak için kurduk. Ve çok sistematik, structure, Stanford'dan, Silicon Valley'den mentorlarla programlar hazırlıyoruz. Bunun yani benim nazarımda ilk hedefi college benim için o kadar önemli değil. Önemli olan mindset vermek. İnovasyon, girişimci, impact yapmak isteyen gençler, öğrenciler yetiştirmek. Ama onun ara unsurlarından birisi iyi bir üniversitede okumak. Yani o da şu gün hala kaçınılmaz bir şey. Yani sizin CV'nizde çok iyi bir üniversite olduğunuz zaman hayatınızı çok değiştiriyor. Ben girişimci olarak da söyleyeyim. Hani aldığım yatırımların büyük nedeni Stanford'da olmamdan dolayı kaynaklanıyor. O da kaçınılmaz bir şey. Orada da en iyi okula nasıl gelebiliriz? Onun hedefini. e, Ona yardımcı olmaya çalışıyoruz. Yani ilk önce bizim şeyimiz college ve ötesine hazırlanmakken hedefimiz öğrencileri. O aradaki college'a da fokus olmak zorunda kaldık. Böyle çok da böyle bir etkili olduğunu gördük. Şimdi iyi üniversiteler Amerika'da ne istiyorlar onu söyleyeyim. İyi üniversitelerin istediği şeyler specialize dediğimiz belli bir şeye fokus olan öğrenciler. Bir amaca fokus olan öğrenciler. E, Bir proje belirlemiş, bir herhangi bir hem kendine hem bir research projesi olabilir, kitap yazma olabilir, bir startup kurma olabilir falan birçok projeyi belirlemiş. Ona yıllardır uğraşan çocuk istiyorlar, gençler istiyorlar. Ve hani az önce verdiğim örnekte 100 bin kişi başvuruyorsa 10 bin kişi kolay seçiyorlar. Notlara, bilmem şeylere bakıyorlar. 10 bin kişi arasında 2 bin kişiyi çok özel seçiyorlar. Özel farklılıklarınız olması lazım. Ee, Onun için de böyle extracurricular dediğimiz aktivitelere, böyle şeylere dikkat ediyorlar. Biz de buna hazırlıyoruz. Ve çok iyi mentorlarımız var. Bir öğrenciyle elit program dediğimizde 4-5 kişi ilgileniyor bir öğrenciyle. Ee, İçinde college counselor, college coaching var ve research mentorlarımız var. Bu bir yıl süren bir program. Onun haricinde bir 10 haftalık programsa sadece proje grupları. Burada bir projeye fokus. 3-4 kişilik bir grupla bir mentorumuz çalışıyor. Fizik, matematik falan ne varsa, computer science, AI projeleri, medical sağlık projeleri birçok projeleri yapıyorlar. Ee, Ve bir de girişimcilik üzerine fokus bir tek devrim programı var. İşte yaz olimpiyatları var. Bu aslında bizim en altın programımız dediğimiz orada buranın çok başarılı girişimcilerin işte Tesla'nın founder'ından tutun işte Impossible Foods gibi böyle unicorn şirketlerin kurucularına kadar onları getirip öğrencilerle bir araya getiriyoruz. Hem training hem yarışma oluyor. Müthiş bir ekosistem. Böyle bir inovasyon festivali oluyor. Silikon Vadisi, Stanford'un göbeğinde. Bunu işte yeni fikirle birlikte organize edip Azerbaycan'dan da bir grup bekliyoruz bu yıl. Böyle yapmış olalım. Sonra bir sonraki şeye İngilizce devam edelim. Okay. Rukiye, you might just do the next. Okay.
I think hocam it's you. It's with the next thing is the tech dev strengthens and college applications.
Oh, I just talked about it.
Oh, you did. Got it. Perfect. Sorry
Yeah,
about
I
that.
can just briefly summarize more. I can just add more. The strength is we give a really distinguishing edge in their college applications. Great projects, which you can't find anywhere else, genuine projects. Mentors really focus and dedicated to give, and then 4 or 5 mentors working in one project. So we design even in our, there's 2 programs, elite program, 40 weeks, 10 weeks mentorship programs. Each one is unique, different, you cannot find somewhere else, in a way that to accommodate as much as people possible, to try to reduce costs as much as possible, to have more people to can join these programs. And I mean, due to probably demand that will be increased, like a cost of that will increase dramatically, maybe next year or so. We don't see something like that somewhere else. Like you working on something, projects with someone that you otherwise hard to find it. Like if you go find yourself a mentor from Silicon Valley or Stanford, it's just really difficult. And if you find a mentor, like I know so many people from Google, Facebook, they cannot give you projects. That's the problem. They cannot give people different projects, distinguishing projects either. So there is a lot of difficulties to make this happen. And then we have that program. It's just fantastic. Even Entrepreneurship Olympiad is one of its kind in Silicon Valley and US. That's even very unique. And this is summarized that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bada, for that overview. Um, I think one important questions that families often ask is how these experiences translate into like strong preparations for college and beyond, and your answer was very insightful. I'd now like to invite Dr. Yael Courtney to share how TechDev supports students through intentional planning and mentorship.
Hi, thanks everyone for being here today. So I'm gonna follow what Murat was just talking about, but with a bit more detail about how it is that we help students prepare for these college applications and how what we do to work with them so that they stand out to these top universities when the time comes to apply. So with our,
do you mind to introduce briefly yourself?
oh, sorry, of
Yeah.
course, yeah. So my name's Dr. Yael Courtney. I've been working with TechDev for a year. I work as an academic coach, which is something I'll talk about in a second, and a project mentor with our elite college prep program. Before working with TechDev, I did a lot of work with PhD admissions. At the same time, I was completing my PhD at Harvard University, and now I work as a scientist at Stanford University, in addition to my work with TechDev. So what elite college prep does is, as Murat just kind of said, we assign students 4 to 5 individual mentors, and we can start working with students quite early, sometimes 4 years before college applications, sometimes a bit closer. And we help students with a few things. One is building their profile, really having an understanding of what they're passionate about and what they're going to pursue in college so that they can put together their activities and their projects very intentionally and come across as a focused student who knows what they want, which colleges really look for. And then we also give them resources to become that student. And so one of the things that's really special about TechDev, I think, is these projects that Murat mentioned. So I'm one of the project leaders, and we have others. And each project leader guides a small group of students through a personalized project in science or engineering or computation. In my case, I do biology, and so I lead students through these projects that are working with my real data about human immune system, as well as Python programming. And they're able to actually discover meaningful science, but also build this really unique project that shows colleges they're passionate about, in my case, biomedical science, but in other project leaders' cases, other fields. And this also usually leads to letters of recommendation then that can show colleges that, this student has worked with these top scientists and has actually contributed real progress and real passion, which they will bring to your college. And so we work with students on projects, but additionally, we have academic coaches and college application coaches. So I also work as an academic coach. And what these coaches do with students is help make sure that their full potential is being met in school, that they're getting these good grades that you do also need to succeed. But more than that, building habits that will get good grades in high school, but will continue on through college, building good, completely independent study habits. So we don't need parents checking in, we don't need teachers checking in. The students are very self-motivated and driven, and they know the tactics and the active study methods that are going to continue to help them succeed later. And then our application coaches help with those really specific elements of college applications that may not be super clear, especially to international applicants. And so there's all kinds of art and tricks in exactly how you phrase different types of essays and how you explain the different extracurriculars and clubs and activities that you've done. So our application coaches help students put together the story of who they are very clearly and convincingly on paper so that colleges can see that this is the applicant that they want. So, like I said, this can start years before the application or 1 year before, if that's when you kind of come to work with us. And we assign this panel of coaches who will help the student really stand out across dimensions as they're applying to college.
Thank you so much, Yael. I think like a major part of tech dev's philosophy is helping students turn interests into meaningful projects that demonstrate depth and initiative. So now I'd like to invite Dr. Nahid Fatahi to talk about the role of project-based mentorship and why research and creation matter so much.
Thank you, Rukia.
Of course.
So, college, high school is a very stressful time for almost everyone, regardless of where they are. And I'm assuming it's the same with Azerbaijan as well. And there is a lot of chaos. There is the expectations from schools and classes that students are in, and then there is the expectations of getting into a college. Especially here in the US, there is a lot of competition in getting into the top tier colleges for students. So a program that like TechDev, where we offer this mentorship, project-based mentorship like Yael and Murad mentioned earlier, it creates and provides a sense of structure as well for students. And it may actually even help with their stress level because it's you can almost look at it from this lens of it being a roadmap and more structure. But why research really matters and why project matters? Because schools often look for proof, not potential. So if I go in my application and I show good grades and some extracurricular activities, a lot of other students are doing the same thing. And it's a proof that, yeah, I'm smart, but am I really talking or am I showing anything in regards to my potentials as a student? So what this research does is create that potential. The other piece is that project will turn a student's application from I'm smart to I'm serious. I'm smart and now I have put my smarts into work and I found this project and I'm working with like it was mentioned earlier with this scientist from Stanford, and we are using the actual data that they're working on to show something or prove something or make progress essentially. The other piece of this is that in their application and while they're working on a project base and research and why it matters is because their intellectual curiosity is coming really with real output, data, the research, the work that they're showing, right? And then the initiative, the following through, because as we all know, there is the initiative, and then being able to actually follow through the work and do step by step, and being able, the other pieces, to work with other people. And so in a project base, it's not just the project, it's also showing that I can work with a team, or I could work with different personalities, obviously different age groups, because the college mentors are usually, I mean, they're always adults. Problem solving, right? It's not just a resume type of thing. It's an actual problem solving where it will help the student to not with just that college application, but I would say it's a lifelong learning lesson, right? The other piece is that this really matters because admission offices often reward students who have built knowledge and have produced work, right? Again, there is a surge of application, and that's really, really important. And the way our mentorship model is working is that it gives the students structure, it gives them accountability, and it provides that expert guidance that they need to complete these really high qualifying projects with their mentors, and topics that they're actually interested in, and topics that they can essentially also even focus on a more long-term basis rather than a short-term. So it's not just what I want a student to kind of vision is, it's not that, oh, I'm just working on this project and this is for my college application, but rather it's a stepping stone for life as it comes, with all the tools and the tips that they will learn, and the work and the progress that will start from the moment of starting that work.
Thank you, Dr. Fatahi. Now I'd like to briefly explain who these opportunities, including the Entrepreneurship Olympia, are best suited for and how students can get involved. So the Entrepreneurship Olympia is open to students ages from 13 to 22. However, the event is mostly for high school students. However, college students may be considered selectively. Students will be teamed up with other students who have similar interests, and no prior entrepreneurship experience is required. All you need is just your curiosity, motivation, and the willingness to learn. After registering, students submit an initial idea, title, and subject area, and TechDev provides structured guidelines covering idea development, market analysis, business planning, and pitching. And we want to emphasize that fit and commitment matter more than credentials, and this is about a learning, growth, and engagement, and not perfection. So I will open the floor for any questions that you guys might have. Please drop it in the chat box on Zoom, please.
Sorry. Can I my question in Turkish?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Merhabalar. Bir daha. Murat Bey, Tanel, Rahim, Davut buradalar. Nigar'ı görmedim. Onlar sizden tekayüt kazanıplar. Burs kazanmışlar. Fakat onlar da bilgi almak istiyor. Ne zaman başlarlar vize için müracaat edecekler. Onlar İngilizce verirler, sıkıntı yok. İngilizce anlatılabilir. Yani süreç başlamak için vize süreci vesaire, mentorship.
Olimpiyat şeyleri aslında hemen başlayabiliriz. Biz Doktor
Murat, you
İsmail.
can use in English because Rahim, Tanil, David,
So
no.
for the Olympiad, I think that early as soon as we should start this process. I think we talked to Dr. Ismail maybe we give you guidelines this week. You can just get the apply the visa ASAP. I think we start now because July 13 to 15 that Olympiad in Stanford. Let's just start as soon as possible. So, yeah, we give a letter for invitation letter, their acceptance letter, and that will be one of the instruments for that. What the Olympiad and tickets. So Dr. Ismail will just get to you. So.
Is there any other questions that you guys can ask both in English and in Turkish?
Yani burada bu soruya binaen böyle hani çok bahsetmediğimiz şey biraz olimpiyatlar oldu. O bizim hani dediğim gibi altın programlardan birisi. Yazın Stanford'da onu işte şeylerle birlikte hani yeni fikirle birlikte Telman Bey var. Burada organize ediyoruz. Bir takım buraya çıkarmaya çalışıyoruz Azerbaycan'dan. Her yerden takımlar geliyor. Tabii bunun özelliği hani dünyada şu şekilde benzer olmayan Silikon Vadisi'nin göbeğinde, Stanford'ın göbeğinde 3 günlük program. Bir de International'a bir haftalık bir program sunuyoruz. Yani orada yine buradaki şirketlere gitme, Silikon Vadisi ve civarını görme gibi bir şeyimiz var. Hani böyle bir haftalık plan var. Onun böyle değişik bir programı koordinasyonu var. Onu Telman Bey isteyenlerle zaten konuşur, ulaşır. İşte geliyorsunuz 20-30 tane mentor, konuşmacı burada öğrencilerle 3 gün çalışıyoruz. Projeleri varsa projelerini upgrade ediyor, feedback alıyorlar. Son günkü yarışmaya hazırlıyorlar. Yarışma tabii ödülü falan da var ama asıl bir küçük bir kısmı, asıl önemli kısmı orada çok büyük bir experience kazanıyorlar. Hani benim çocuğum şunu demişti. Geçen yıl tabii Tesla'nın founder'la falan görüşmüştü. Tesla onun için bayağı önemli bir arabaydı falan. Yani bunun değerini paha biçilmez olduğunu bana direkt söyledi yani çocuk. Yani sanki biraz da ona normalde 8. sınıfları almıyorduk. Buna özel geçmiştik yani. Böyle özel bir program. Bunu imkanınız varsa kaçırmamanızı tavsiye ederim. Zaten Stanford Faculty Club'ın çok limited bir kapasitesi var. Çok almıyoruz. Çok limited insan alıyoruz. International'lara zaten bir kotamız var. Ülkelere kotamız var. O yüzden öyle bir şeyiniz varsa o kotada olmadan, özellikle Azerbaycan kotası olmadan başvurmanızı tavsiye ederim.
Also, Murad Bhai, I want to ask about synapses. Like you told that after January bootcamp we will have 6 months of synapses.
So we have that one is separate than this. Synapse is just special to you, not anyone else. Just 3 people there accepted the program, they will get it. The Synapses mentorship. This will be after bootcamp. We are supposed to start that bootcamp. This one we have few weeks delay. We'll just let you know on that. This is different. This is Synapses is a special award for the mentorship with Synapses team.
Also, I'd like to ask when our January camp will start.
So it will actually is kicked back to February, mid-February. Again, this managed by Tech Dev team. I will learn and let you guys know.
Thank you.
And also, Mr. Murat, I wanted to ask, like, are there any sources or communities that we can get more information about tech dev? Or
So the website is pretty good. Our social media platforms explains this year, last year's programs, and we have this more extensive info sessions. We might share the link as well. Again, this is part of it, what we are explaining here about elite program, mentorship program, and then Olympiad. I mean, Olympiad is just different than those. It's just more short, 3 days focus program.
things?
Also, you mentioned that there is a 1 week after Olympiad to see the companies.
It's altogether 1 week. 3 plus 4
Mhm.
days is a 1 week program.
Okay.
Any other
You
questions?
wanna,
May I
yeah,
ask a
did you wanna
question?
take the question in the chat as well? There is, I think, a question in the chat, Rukia.
Just with chat or
I'm just
Yes,
reading
go
the chat. Yeah, I'm just reading the chat. Okay, so really, one of our really focus here, I mean, Nahida is also a therapist and she works with students as well. We really try to balance students' really life, and we try to even help the students not to have that pressure. And if you work with people and mentors, such organized team for your college is less burdensome than you just try to figure out yourself with your family, try to register this and register that. And I see that our stuff that we just I think that kind of programs removes the burden, stress, pressure, then adds to it. Right? You might add it if you.
Yeah, I just read the question as well. It's very true. There is a lot of personal and also expectations of family and the students and everything. And that sense of competition with other students, which I always tell people, follow your own path, and as much as you can, don't compare yourself to others because you don't know their full stories. But yeah, there is a whole lot of pressure. I think a program like this really, because it provides that roadmap and it provides a bit more structure, I think it gives student a sense of belonging and a sense of being able to sort of foresee what they're working on. So that structure, I think, is really helpful in general. And of course, if you continue to struggle with your mental health and stress and all of that, like I always tell people, talk to someone, your family member, hopefully a therapist, and sort of address that as well. But yeah. And I think Zar had a question earlier before the
Oh,
text.
Yes, I believe he put it in the chat. He's asking if the college counselor program is available for Azerbaijani students and how can they join?
By the way, we had a really great student from Azerbaijan last year. He's been fantastic, and I think he did the AI in medicine projects there. It was a fantastic presentation. I attended his final presentation. So we are, yeah, I mean, we get students globally. And the thing with this one is we believe that students who are really targeted, really good top schools, and then already doing well, this program will, if they are in level over 100, if they are in 60 to 100, we can get them to over 90. But students really early stage 10, 20, not good with the academics, this program won't help. If the students are already good, this is going to really advance, enhance their background or portfolio. Yeah, we are open to Azerbaijan. Yeah. To Tana, do you have a
Also,
question?
Marbe,
Yes.
I'd like to ask who will be in a February bootcamp, who will be our mentors.
So the February one is only entrepreneurship. Just students is learning how to build stuff, companies, and then mentors. There is the mentors like a more class structure, but students build projects too. Yep. And then that's for high school plus college. So we have a wide variety.
Okay,
And
thank you very much.
yep.
All right. If there are no more questions, I would like to wrap it up. Um, So I want to quickly remind you all to register for the program and reach out to Tech Dev Academy if you'd like to book a consultation. And thank you again to all our speakers, Dr. Murat Badai, Yael Courtney, Nahid Fatahi, and thank you to everyone who joined us today.
Right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
everyone.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.